Hey, superstar. So in this week's edition of Learning with LV, I'm going to share with you my top 9 pro tips so that you can beat sugar detox symptoms, finally break up for good, and feel amazing. Hey guys, for those of you who are new here, my name is Lauren Valentino and I help women with their nutrition and fitness so that they can thrive in bodies that they're madly in love with. So make sure that you like this video and go ahead and subscribe. I do a weekly training that's gonna help you move closer to your fitness goals faster. First of all, I want to congratulate you on prioritizing your health to the point that you're ready to break up with sugar. Sugar is like that terribly toxic boyfriend that we had in our early teenager years that we just can't seem to get rid of. However, once we do and we're on the other side of it, we're going to feel amazing. So I feel like sugar detox is one of those things I feel like there should be a book like what to expect when sugar detoxing, like what to expect when you're expecting, which tells you all the terrible things that are getting ready to happen to you so that when they do happen, you're like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to feel that way. So I'm going to do a small segment on what to expect when sugar detoxing so that you can be buckled up, ready for what's coming your way, and you can crush it. Finally get through those few days of not so enjoyable things that are going to happen to you, and you can be thriving on the other side of it. So let's talk about it. So why is sugar detoxing so hard? So when our brains are studied on sugar, our brains look exactly like brains that are also on nicotine, brains that are on cocaine, and brains that are on heroin. This is mind-blowing. So when we ingest sugar, it does the same chemical responses in the brain as those super crazy toxic chemicals. However, we're probably not headed out the door today to go snort cocaine a few times. And if you are, I'm not sure how you ended up on this health video. However, this is something that we should not take the detoxing side of things lightly. Right now in the US, the average American consumes 30 teaspoons a day of sugar. That is massive amounts of pounds by the end of the year of sugar that we are eating. Obviously not beneficial to our health. We're seeing that in weight gain. We're seeing it in brain fog. We all know that we don't feel so great on sugar. So detoxing has to be a priority. However, you're going to experience some physical and some mental symptoms. So if you're prepared for these when they show up, you're going to be like, hey friend, welcome them in, live with them for a couple days, and then you're going to see them on their way out. So what to expect mentally? Mentally, you're going to probably have some feelings of depression. You're going to have some low mood. As you can imagine, if you were detoxing cocaine or heroin, you're probably going to feel a little, That is so expected. So if you're feeling those symptoms, welcome them in. You are well on your detox journey. You may feel some feelings of anxiety. Obviously, your brain is going to make you crave some more sugar. So if you experience cravings, you know that that is just part of the journey. You're also probably going to have some focus issues. So sugar immediately speeds up our brains when we ingest it, along with that beautiful chemical release that looks like heroin, nicotine, or cocaine. So our brains are probably going to be on the struggle bus for just a couple days. However, don't you worry. It's to be expected like 3 days to 7 days. Once you're past that, you are good to go, girlfriend. Okay, so physical things that you may experience when you're detoxing sugar. I think the top ones are gonna be fatigue. Obviously, again, your sugar revs us up. If you are unsure about that, go feed a 5-year-old a bucket load of sugar and watch them go like this. Okay, so sugar speeds up our bodies as adults. That doesn't quite show up the same. However, it might, you never know. But we are probably gonna experience some fatigue. We're gonna probably have some lightheaded experiences, maybe some dizziness. That is something that I like to prepare my clients with calorically. When we pull sugar out, you may experience a dip in your calories. Well, you will experience a dip in your calories. So make sure that your nutrition is supported in other ways. So now let's talk about what I would consider my top 9 pro tips so that you can survive the sugar detox like a champ. The top one is going to be to pick a date. Pick a drop dead date, no pun intended, but pick a breakup date and stick with it. So if you are perusing through the weekend and you just had a double brownie Sunday, make Monday your day to pull the plug and to rip the Band-Aid and start that detox. So pick a date is number 1. Number 2 is quit cold turkey. Okay, so if you are serious about kicking sugar out of your life, lowering it is not going to get you on the other side of things. Okay, it's like being a smoker and deciding that you're going from 30 cigarettes a day to 3. You're still in the chemicals. Okay, so pick a date, go cold turkey until you get on the other side of it. Do not use artificial sweeteners while you're breaking up with sugar. Okay, so our brains and our endocrine system doesn't see any difference. Okay, so if you're really wanting to break up, you've got to get rid of it entirely. So here's how you do that. So if you're like, okay, LV, really, like this sounds so hard, this is how you're going to do it. So when you pull the plug on something, you have to make sure that you are ultimately supported in other categories so that you're really not going to miss it. Let me tell you how we do that. So the next tip, so tip number 4 is going to be eat enough protein. So if you're hitting your protein goals daily, you're not going to see, you're just not going to crave sugar the same. And what that does is when you're eating enough protein, it really helps to balance your blood sugar levels. So our cravings will massively diminish. So make sure that you're eating enough fiber. So prioritizing hitting 25 to 35 grams of fiber. What fiber does is it is slow digesting in our systems. Again, it's going to really support our blood sugar levels and make it to where we're not craving sugar. The next one is water. Oh my goodness, this one is so important. So prioritizing getting enough water. So how much water should you be drinking? The simple equation is half of your body weight in ounces is what you should be hitting on a minimum of water every single day. So making sure that you're getting enough fluid is super important to just start to flush some of the sugar out of your system. Exercise. So exercise is so good for brain health. So as your brain is going, what happened? Hitting up some exercise. So we've heard of endorphins from exercise. You're going to get that same kind of euphoric release when you do some quick, I recommend when you're sugar detoxing, doing some quick interval training. That doesn't take very long, some HIIT style training. You can do it at home. You can do it with no equipment. You can do it at the gym. You can do it anywhere. But some quick, fast exercise is going to be so beneficial for supporting your brain. Another thing to add is to add some powdered greens. So I find that powdered greens is sometimes easier for people versus having them, telling them to hit like a certain amount of vegetables a day. It's just easier when you're detoxing sugar, just do a scoop, put it in water. But powdered greens make our body very alkaline. And that is so important when you are detoxing sugar, just to keep your blood sugar stable. It's definitely going to just kick those sugar cravings. So make sure that you're getting your greens in. And then our very last pro tip is protecting your sleep. So you guys have probably heard of the 2 hormones, leptin and ghrelin. When we don't get enough sleep, those hormones go wacky. And it doesn't even need to be like chronic amount of sleep disturbance. It can be one night. You're going to experience more hunger. You're just going to see your body just crave things. You're definitely going to be hungrier. And that's normally when we fail on a sugar detox. So let's just recap those 9, okay? I'm going to set you up for massive success. Pick a date, number 1. Quit cold turkey is number 2. No artificial sweeteners is number 3. And this is just for a week. Like prioritize a week of this until you're on the other side of it. You will absolutely know when you're on the other side. Eat protein. So make sure that you're hitting your protein goals. Fiber, 25 to 35 grams a day. Make sure you're getting the water intake that you need. Exercise for brain health. Make sure you just a little quick 10 minutes. Go out and do a little quick jog or a little run. Do some plyometrics at home. That will really stimulate your brain, make your brain super happy. And then you're going to get some powdered greens in your world. That is not a bad thing to be adding in general anyway. Make sure that you get those greens in. And then the last one is protect your sleep. So prioritize your sleep while you're breaking up with sugar. Make sure you're trying to get 7 to 8 hours a night on a minimum. 7 to 9 would be awesome. But try to get some uninterrupted sleep so that your leptin and your ghrelin levels are baseline for you. They're not setting you up to fail. So those are my top 9 tips, guys. I am wishing you the best of luck. I know for me personally, I have broken up with sugar many times in my life, and it takes about 3 days. I would tell people to expect 3 days of just feeling a little sluggish. Normally by the time that you're on the other side of day 3, you feel amazing, you're not looking back, and you are good to go. So let me know if there's any other things that you would tell a friend to be successful in breaking up with sugar. If there's anything great that you got tucked in your brain, drop them below. I'm always up for collaborating information, anything to help the people feel better, look better, love the skin that they're in. If you have a great tip, drop it below. If you grabbed value, make sure to throw me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. And I will see you guys in our next week's training.